Welcome back to the Explainer, everyone. Today, we're diving right into the exact skills you need to completely future-proof your career in the digital economy. We hear a ton of buzzwords thrown around lately. Agentic AI, Web3, robotics, but what do they actually mean for your earning potential? Well, today, we're demystifying Agentic AI and checking out how a platform from our source material called HAiV3, that's HEXucation A.i v3, is building a curated pathway to really master these skills. So, here's our roadmap for the learning journey ahead. First, we'll meet Agentic AI. Then, we'll look at the HIve3 learning approach, explore Web3 and synergistic skills, break down this learn, create, share, earn philosophy, and finally, zoom out to the automation revolution. This clear roadmap is going to take us from core concepts straight to real-world earning potential. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, Meet Agentic AI. So our source defines Agentic AI as artificial intelligence systems capable of autonomous decision-making, goal-setting, planning, and execution. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that they do this without constant human intervention. We aren't just talking about an AI generating some text because you gave it a prompt. No, we're looking at a system that actively adapts and solves complex objectives in highly dynamic environments. It's a real game changer. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive leap we're taking. Standard AI is reactive, right? It basically sits there waiting for you to prompt it. But Agentic AI is proactive. You give it an objective, and it figures out the steps, navigates the roadblocks, and actually learns from feedback loops to get the job done. It fundamentally shifts our relationship with machines from being just a user of a tool to being a manager of an autonomous worker. Now, imagine taking that autonomous, problem-solving brain and dropping it inside a physical body. The source highlights that this is exactly where Agentic AI meets robotics, creating what they call true intelligent autonomy. By combining physical machines with advanced intelligence, these robots can perform incredibly intricate tasks, navigate totally unpredictable surroundings, and even collaborate safely with humans in real time. Which brings us to a highly practical question straight from our source material. How can you start learning about robotics and AI? I mean, it's one thing to understand the theory, but how do you actually master these exact fields? The source points out that while you begin with fundamental concepts in programming and mechanics, you absolutely need the right environment to do that efficiently. Let's move on to Section 2, the HIve3 learning approach. To really grasp these intricacies, the source highlights a feature in HIve3 called Create Your Course. The platform actually uses its own advanced AI to build a custom learning journey tailored specifically to your goals and your current skill level. This means if you already know basic programming, it just skips that material. It totally optimizes your path for efficiency, accelerating your mastery so you aren't forced to sit through beginner modules you already know. That brings us to Section 3, Web3 and synergistic skills. The source outlines a synergistic skills framework utilized by the platform. You see, learning AI in a vacuum just isn't enough anymore. Beyond core AI, HAiV3 emphasizes skills in Web3, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, fintech, and digital marketing. This multidisciplinary mix is absolutely crucial because Agentic AI doesn't just exist in some isolated lab. It operates within decentralized networks, it transacts using crypto, and it requires a really broad understanding of the modern digital landscape to truly master. Moving right along to Section 4, Learn, Create, Share, Earn. This source details a holistic educational journey built on a really cool 4-step cycle. Learn, create, share, earn. You learn the cutting-edge concepts, use that knowledge to create something valuable, share those insights with the community, and ultimately, earn from your expertise. This cyclical approach aims to transform you from just being a passive consumer of information into an active community contributor and educator. To facilitate that sharing aspect, the source details an AI-powered growth tool integrated right into the platform called Buzz. It's designed to help you supercharge your content creation, helping you articulate your newly found expertise and push it out to reach entirely new audiences across the network. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the earning potential tied to sharing that knowledge. Through a feature called Content Swarm, individuals can actually create and sell their own courses, earning 50% or more per sale. The source notes that this empowers learners to become educators themselves, reinforcing their own understanding while getting a real stake in the broader digital economy. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the automation revolution. Check out this data point from the source. Companies adopting agentic systems are reporting up to a 30% increase in operational efficiency. I mean, to put that into perspective, this isn't just some academic topic. This is a massive industry poised for significant disruption. When companies see a 30% bump in efficiency, it signals a desperate, robust demand for professionals who are actually skilled in designing, deploying, and managing these advanced technologies. And that brings us to the core mission summarized by this quote right here: preparing individuals for the jobs of tomorrow. There is a massive gap right now between theoretical AI knowledge and real-world practical application. The source argues that comprehensive, accessible educational platforms are absolutely necessary to bridge that gap, ensuring learners are genuinely equipped with hands-on creation tools rather than just memorizing definitions from a textbook. So I want to leave you with a final provocative question from the source material to think about. Will you be the one replaced by Agentic AI or the one who builds it? The technology is moving forward whether we're ready or not, and it's completely up to us to take agency over our own education in AI, robotics, and Web3. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.